From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
Dennis's Heating and Air Conditioning is Northern California's premier heating and air conditioning contractor. From residential housing, large commercial projects, installation to repair, sheet metal fabrication, and everything in between, we are your go-to heating and air conditioning specialist.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me here this afternoon for your afternoon update here on Weather NorCal. You know, we expect to see the dry and cool conditions here to continue through Wednesday. Should be a bit breezy at times today and tomorrow with the rain and snow returning by tomorrow night, Thursday morning. Now, I think it'll start off fairly low, but then rise through the day on Thursday and especially going into Friday and even through the weekend. Here's your neighborhood at a quick glance. Temperature neighborhoods, that is, the 6 different neighborhoods we have here at Weather NorCal. The Valley, low 50s. Trinity County looks like somewhere in the low 40s this afternoon. And many of the higher elevations, by the way, most likely staying below freezing throughout the entire day today. All this activity here is heading our way. It will eventually have an impact on our weather, but it's still going to take a little bit of time. You can see this first batch of moisture right here is heading to the south, even south of Sacramento. Then this area of low pressure is going to work with some warmer air. This is a nice bit of an atmospheric river, if you will, Pineapple Express. It's that warm, moist air that this colder storm system will tap into. Now the thing is, the colder air will still most likely be in place to start off this storm system. That may allow our snow levels to start off fairly low, but then mix out through the day on Thursday. Snow levels will be a bit higher, but still some showers on Friday. I think we'll see a break on Saturday, and then some models still indicating maybe a chance for showers on Sunday, even Monday of next week. But overall, you can see a drier pattern as we do go into next week. And by the way, with the storm system coming in on Thursday, we've got some cold and unstable air moving in that could potentially bring us a few thunderstorms for parts of Northern California as well. So that's something you have to watch for as well. Now you can see down to our south and west today. That's of course where the rain is. That's going to stay down to our south here throughout the day today. All right, let's kind of walk through the timing as that next batch of rain comes on in. So here we are Wednesday. This is around midday. We're still dry. Then late in the afternoon, we may start to see a leading edge of all that begin to bring us a few showers here and there. But for the most part, even at 5 p.m. on Wednesday, most of that rain is off to our west. It'll start to move in. That first push, which is not very intense, that first push will be Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Snow levels on average between 1 and 2,000 feet. You can still see the snow levels are not terribly low at this point. We may be looking at a mix for places like Hayfork and Weaverville. Mount Shasta most likely in the form of snow, maybe a bit of a mix for places like Bernie. And there, of course, is that shower activity coming in. Now, 2 a.m. Thursday morning. Now we're starting to see that snow line begin to hug the valley. Snow levels still around 1,000, 2,000 feet. Still a bit of a mix out towards Hayfork and Weaverville. So the snow has not dropped just yet, but we're still seeing snow from Mount Shasta, most likely for Bernie and even Susanville. Still rain at this point in the valley. Now, much like the same characteristics with the last storm system, what we saw was a bit of a mix near the valley, but this forecast model in particular never showed all snow, which was really the case. We saw just a mix, really, for most of us, right? So I would anticipate that sometime in the early morning hours on Thursday is when we could see that mix for places like Redding, Anderson, Cottonwood, Red Bluff, but to the south of that, the chances are going to be slimmer for that mix. So that's what I'm anticipating here. Snow for Hayfork, snow for Weaverville at this point. By the way, Thursday morning, you're going to be looking at chain requirements north, east, and west of I-5. Now you can see it begins to taper off a bit. Snow level starting to rise. Notice that snow level is getting farther away from the valley, so snow level is probably closer to that 1 to 2,000 foot mark. But then we have another round of moisture coming in. This one is a warmer source of moisture, so it will really mix out a lot of that colder air. And snow levels at this point, by the second half of the day, Thursday, 3,000 to 4,000 feet. So what started as snow for some of you in the lower mountain communities, it will transition to rain later in the afternoon. So even if you see accumulation, it will most likely melt once it turns over to rain. Now there is a winter weather advisory, winter storm watch that is here. This is eventually, I would expect that sometime through the afternoon, the Weather Service will bump that up to either a winter weather advisory or even a winter storm warning, because as we get closer to the storm, we really start getting more and more confidence that this storm system is going to do what it's predicting to do. All right, here, I got a little button happy here. Let's go and take a look at some of those. Let's take you back here. We're going to take you back to the snow totals here. So we're going to take you, of course, nothing really until Thursday, right? So it's showing 2 to 4 inches for Weaverville, Hayfork. These are the raw numbers, by the way, so I think it might be overdoing it here. We could see, I'd say, maybe even 6 to 12 inches out towards places like Mount Shasta City, and some decent amounts of snow off to the east here. But you'll notice here, Lakehead is showing a little bit of snow there. Etna, Alturas, not as much there. But we are going to see snow, and that is going to create travel delays on those mountain highways. Let's take a look at the rain through Thursday afternoon, and you can see we're talking 3/4 to close to an inch of rain in the valley, about the same along the coast, but much less off to the north and to the east. All right, here's what we expect here for today. It's going to be looking at temperatures in the low 50s for the valley. Still cold for this afternoon. We're only reaching somewhere in the mid to upper 20s, even some low 30s in the mountains, and of course in the upper 40s along the coast. Tonight, I want to show you how cold it's going to get. We're going to be down into the single digits, even below 0 in some cases in the north and east. I think it might be a bit colder for parts of the valley because the winds may be a bit calmer. But these temperatures in the valley always, really everywhere, but it really depends on what those winds decide to do here for tonight and early tomorrow morning. Otherwise, along the coast, you're pretty cold too. Temperatures in the low 30s there. So most likely, it's just a good idea, even if there is no freeze warning, good idea to just make sure you protect any of those outdoor plants that need that protection during these cold temperatures. And of course, make sure your pets have somewhere to sleep, warm to sleep tonight as well. Here's your 7-day outlook for the valley. Mix, yeah, possibly for Redding and Red Bluff, especially in the early morning hours, rising through the day, though, on Thursday. More scattered showers Friday, higher snow levels. I do expect a break for everyone on Saturday before we see that cool and unsettled weather pattern return for Sunday and even into your President's Day. Now, that being said, some of the long-range forecast models are not showing much in the way of rain for President's Day, but of course that's something we'll continue to monitor here very closely as we take a look at our Siskiyou, Modoc County, and the eastern mountains. Also cool and unsettled starting Thursday through at least the weekend. That's your afternoon update. I'll be back again this evening at 6 o'clock. Have a great afternoon.
Caltrans is doing the best that they can with the amount of people and the amount of equipment they have, and they're out there trying to keep the roads safe and trying to keep everybody running, because if the roads shut down, truck drivers that are paid by the miles aren't making any money. So we want everybody to put chains on for the safety of themselves and the safety of the public. It's not worth it to drive without chains.